Hello everyone, it is currently 1:44 in the morning, and after waking up from a short nap in anticipation for the album's release, I went to Spotify and it had already been released hours before I thought it was going to come out. So yeah, Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost has finally released. I can't wait to see what is included within this album, with all of the teasers and voicemails that have been dropped in anticipation for the album. And my plan for doing this is cutting the reactions down to the most essential parts. So yeah, let's just get right into this. Okay, we're finally here. I love the sound already. This sounds fucking incredible. I can't, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, yo! We're finally getting it. This is so different. This is so different. This direction is so different than anything he's done before. There's so much more emphasis on rap though. God, these tracks are going hard, like really hard. Ooh! I couldn't have been any more wrong with my comparison to Cherry Bomb. This isn't like anything. Oh my god, these interlude bits are fucking beautiful. So this song's a lot more in the direction of neo soul compared to the others. All these opening tracks are quite short. I now understand that line, I think, because this is so different than anything he's ever done. Wow, this sound is so unique. The samples he's using are fucking incredible. I love the emphasis on the woodwind. Whoa, I tell you what this has atmosphere. This is sick. Oh, that transition. I heard Cherry Bomb. This has a way bigger emphasis on rap than Igor and Flower Boy did. These chord progressions are so beautiful. Ooh, that last lyric clues me into what that song might just be fully about. Especially because he mentioned Cherry Bomb as well. Talking about how we're just sitting back and taking his stuff for granted, basically. Oh my god! I've heard this sample before. This is... oh, fuck. Yeah, I like this. God, most of this album has been like so smooth and vibey. For some reason, I feel like this is the biggest jump Tyler's ever made. I mean, this sounds nothing like anything he's ever done. Oh my god. Using like ska samples. These sounds are fucking incredible. Am I dumb? Should I know who that is that's been throughout this album, shouting on all the tracks? This is not Lil Uzi Vert, is it? This is fucking a really good verse. Holy fuck. Yeah, this is really good. Whoa, this track is one of the best, I think. The storytelling is fucking incredible. This one song is making me reevaluate the entire album. Wow. I can confirm I've been completely thrown through the loop with this album. I was not expecting it to sound like that at all. Literally at all. With the singles we got, like Lumberjack, I thought we were going to get something very reminiscent of Igor or Cherry Bomb. This really is, I don't know how many times I've said it now, but this is nothing. I can't compare this to anything that he's done before. This is so unique. I don't yet know how to describe it. You start the album off with these really hard rap songs, particularly like Corso and Lumberjack, obviously. And then it just divulges into this soulful, calm, soothing, almost meditative experience. I mean, I found myself, I was talking in the first half of the album, and then I just found myself just get engrossed in the sounds that were just being produced. It just brings you on this wave of just like complete calmness and soothingness. I don't know what to say. This is one of the only Tyler albums I've listened to where I don't really know what to say yet. Some reaction, I know. But, I mean, this might be one of the maddest reactions to any of Tyler's projects I've ever had. Like, usually I come to the end of an album and be like, that was fucking incredible. I know what he was trying to do there. But I've definitely been thrown through a loop. So the first track, Sir Baudelaire, is obviously like an introduction to the entire project. There's a theme throughout this entire album. Everything is a lot more pared down, and I mean a lot. I've said that before with Tyler's work, how he sort of reevaluated his past work and pared it down even further, becoming even more minimalistic. But I mean, this is like the most minimal we've ever gotten. I think it's because Tyler usually has the tendency to constantly have something going on, something new cropping up, like a new part of the track. Like, I mean, I think a prime example for that is a song like New Magic Wand, where it almost seems like every 10 seconds a new aspect is being thrown into the mix and everything's going fucking mental. As I said, this is a lot more focused, relaxed. It's got a definite atmosphere to it. It has these like constant soul samples, like the woodwind specifically. The woodwind instruments are something that are definitely unique to this album. The storytelling in Wilshire completely blew me away. That was like, I think that lyrically, Wilshire is one of the best songs Tyler's ever made, and I don't say that lightly. The storytelling ability on that gave me huge vibes of songs like Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst from Kendrick Lamar. That was an incredible track, and whilst I was listening to it, it made me realise that whilst listening to the album as a whole, I wasn't picking up on the concept yet. There's definitely a concept there, and I think Wilshire confirms that, with that song being specifically, you can immediately gauge by the lyrical content that, oh, Tyler here is talking about this affair that he's having with this girl that we've seen in the music videos. Do you know what's strange? The weirdest part about this, what confuses me, but also excites me, is this weird emphasis he had on Wolf. That's fucking bizarre. Like, I thought completely after the Wolf trilogy, that was it. Closed case, it was done. He wasn't going to bring it up anymore. But he's brought up Wolf again. Tell me, in the last two projects, in the last three projects actually, Flower Boy, Cherry Bomb, and Igor, did you ever hear him mention Wolf? No, you haven't heard him mention Wolf in so long. I'm blown away, because I really thought, because of the amount of time I've invested into Tyler, all my videos are analysing his stuff. I thought for a definite, that is it, closed case. But on the last track, Safari, where he just says Wolf at the end, and I mean, it's not a coincidence that he says that, because throughout the entire album, there's certain tracks where I was getting these vibes, these old school Tyler vibes off these tracks. Like some of the instruments he chooses to use, sort of like the obviously like MIDI digital trumpets, the kind of ones that you would hear in like Domo 23. There's almost definitely a connection between this and his previous work. Whether that actually has something to do with the concept of the album, or whether that's just a aspect of the album that's showing him reflecting on his past self, because there's definitely an aspect of that. Him reflecting on his past actions and his past work. It's amazing that we actually hear him talk about Cherry Bomb and people's reaction to Cherry Bomb. Because before it seemed like, you know, he just gave vague references to it. I think it was Flower Boy, a song on Flower Boy that mentioned how he thought everybody else misinterpreted what Cherry Bomb was trying to do, and that he's still 4 for 4. Meaning that all of his albums are like hits in his eyes. But I don't think he's ever that intentionally and implicitly stated these things about albums like Cherry Bomb. That sample from Manifesto, I just realised this from Eric Andre's Bluff project. I'm telling you, there's a definite decision made here to let this album breathe. More than any of his previous work. I feel like that's such an intentional decision because you have these... I mean, have we ever really seen Tyler do these 9-minute and 8-minute tracks? I mean, Sweet and I Thought You Wanted to Dance is a 9-minute 48 track, and Wilshire is an 8-minute 35 track. These huge tracks, and for the most part, throughout those tracks, it's just letting you be in this sort of atmosphere that he's created, giving you the beats, giving you the instruments, and then just letting that flow. Yeah, this really excites me. The possibilities and meanings that can come out of this album are huge. But I'm still amazed at the wolf thing. That's pretty fucking incredible, no? That's pretty fucking insane. The weirdest part of that, because there's definitely... I feel like I'm repeating myself. I know I'm probably repeating myself a lot, but I'm in shock. Because I honest to God thought, despite me championing this Wolf trilogy, and then sort of shutting down these theories of being like, yeah, it's not going to happen, it's closed case. That just makes me think about so much stuff now. That Safari track makes me think the possibilities are endless at the moment. Like, as for the meaning of the entire album, I really have no idea yet. I mean, it takes time for me personally to get meaning out of every album in general. It could be any artist. I just really have to linger on it and think about it for a while before I can extrapolate anything from it. But those last 2 tracks were really impactful. I mean, 2 of Tyler's most impactful tracks, for me, really. That was like a wake-up moment. I was like, holy fuck. That was incredible.
Niggas is blessed.
You also have these strange interludes in between. Like the one Bless towards the end of the album, where he literally just states all of the things that are going good in his life. It's like the polar opposite of Igor. Igor showed Tyler get into a relationship that wasn't a good relationship, and then seeing that slowly decline and get worse and worse and worse. And by the end of the album, he's alone, he's lost. He ends Igor off even saying he doesn't want to end it on a bad season, but he has to because that's just the state he's in. But this really is the polar opposite of that. It's happy for the most part. It's calm, it's collected. And that's just the instrumentation. That's just the beats. I mean, and songs like track 7, Massa, really emphasize the point I'm saying about everything being pared down and minimalistic. That is a track which is basically a bass line, for the most part. A bass line and Tyler rapping, which threw me even further through a loop, considering that his last album was Igor. Igor was an album that was jam-packed, intense throughout the entire experience, concise and just explosive. Whereas with Call Me If You Get Lost, it's a lot more laid back. It's considerably longer than Igor and Flower Boy, coming in at 52 minutes. But I feel like this is all intentional, and so obviously so. It is a bizarre album, I've got to admit. Whether that gets seen in a positive or negative light by critics and fans, I think is besides the point. But for me personally, this album is weird. And I mean weirder than most of his other stuff. Albums like Cherry Bomb, which I feel this is the most similar to, if you had to compare one. I feel like Cherry Bomb has this sort of consistency throughout it, where you get for a large part these sort of, you know, neo-soul sounds interspersed with these blown out tracks like the Brown Stains or Smuckers. This is really an album which devolves into neo-soul. Of course, we got Sir Baudelaire to start off with, which is like a calm introduction to the album. But then you've got Corso, which is a hard track, Lemonhead, which is a hard track, What's Your Name, which is a bit, it takes a step back from the grittiness, but then it goes back into Lumberjack, which is almost, I think Lumberjack might be the most intense track on the album. Then it goes to Hot Wind Blows, and I feel like after that point, it sort of just careens down this calm, relaxing path. I mean, as I've said before, I don't like to piece together things before I fully know what they mean. Yeah, because I'm obviously going to find out with time what all of this means. But the first impressions I get off of this album are obviously Tyler thinking that he's got his shit together. He's enjoying his life. I mean, with songs like Blessed, it's quite obvious he's loving his life. He even says in that track that he's done all this stuff and he's fallen in love again. And then it seems like just at the end of the album, it sort of careens off again. Where, especially in the song Wilshire, it seems like, he goes through this entire process of saying he loved this girl, but this girl was cheating on her man, and then everything just sort of fell apart again. Conclusion of songs like Mama Talk, like, why are they there? If this album's all about, it must be solely reflective, I suppose. This must be just a completely reflective album with aspects of a relationship in that. I don't know. This album is jam-packed with meaning. That's all I have to say at the moment. I was completely surprised by the emphasis on rap. That was so surprising. I was not expecting that at all. This sort of complete focus on just delivering bars after bars after bars. I mean, admittedly, even thinking about it, I don't think I'm used to Tyler doing that at all. That might be what makes this album so different for me particularly. Because even in all of his previous work, which people say is rap heavy, like his Bastard, Wolf, Goblin, he sort of still has these moments to let the track breathe. This album is so diverse, because you go from 1 minute a really hard track, and then you get songs like the juxtaposition of Manifesto into Sweet, I Thought You Wanted to Dance, is so off-kilter. Like, Manifesto is, again, one of the harder tracks on the album, where you've got Tyler, the Creator, and Domo Genesis, who we haven't seen in so long in Tyler's work. Again, maybe incorporating into this wolf thing that he's brought up at the end of the album. And that's a hard song. Obviously, Sweet and I Thought You Wanted to Dance are probably the most spacious you get on the album. I mean, I Thought You Wanted to Dance is literally just chords, and like this sort of, it felt like a conversation between Tyler and perhaps the girl that's referenced in the album.
Wolf.
I might be reading into this way too much, but like the line delivery of that last Wolf line is so impactful. Like, we haven't heard Tyler deliver lyrics like that since albums like Wolf. Like, even on albums like Cherry Bomb, you don't hear the grit and the sort of the darkness that comes out of Tyler on his previous work. But I mean, fuck, you get it on this album. Despite all the brightness you get out of this album. I mean, songs like Safari, that is a dark, twisted song, really. I mean, if you took Safari out of this album and put it into a project like Bastard, it wouldn't be out of place. It's a dark song. This album is just a complete juxtaposition to what Tyler has been doing for the past few years. And I think that's the biggest thing that's thrown me through a loop, really. I wasn't expecting this to be a sort of return to how we used to do things. It's obviously not all completely that. There's obviously an evolution with his sound that he's gotten from both Igor, Flower Boy, and of course Cherry Bomb. I guess the best way you could describe this album is that it's a total mix of all of his previous work. And I mean much more than Igor was, because I was saying that around the time Igor came out. I was going, oh, well, yeah, there's aspects of, Goblin, Cherry Bomb, Flower Boy, all in this project. But I mean, Call Me If You Get Lost is really that. It is a complete combination of all of Tyler's work, and I don't think it's a mistake that there's songs like Mama Talk on this album, because it's the reflection. I'm telling you, it's the reflection that Tyler has done that at least has something to do with the instrumentation on this album. As I said, for the verses and the lyrics, I need to take time to read, analyze, and just get my thoughts completely solid on them. Because this album seems quite varied in what it chooses to talk about. So yeah, that was Call Me If You Get Lost. What an unbelievable listen. Not only was the music top notch throughout the entire thing, I'm sorry, that wolf thing at the end, that's completely thrown me through a loop. It's literally, I thought I had to reevaluate the album upon getting to Wilshire, thinking, oh, maybe I missed out on some of the meanings relating to this girl. But the wolf mention at the end, that makes me think I've missed out on an entire aspect of the album in the first listen. And I feel like it has something to do with his past work. I have no idea about the alter egos coming back or anything like that. But I mean, the way he delivered not only the lyrics, but also even the strings on that last Safari track are reminiscent of Wolf. Literally the opening to Wolf. Sort of this grand, dreamlike state. It's an amazing album. And I can't wait to listen to it and re-listen to it over and over again. And I can't wait to get the analysis out for you guys. I'm so fucking excited to analyze this album and just see what it holds in it. It's definitely a concept album, obviously, like most of Tyler's work. There's a concept there. But I don't know if it's just these first impressions being sort of, jaded. But it seems like there is multiple things going on here. And I mean much more than any of his previous work. Because Cherry Bomb was very varied in its subject matter, mainly because Tyler saw it as a greatest hits album. Basically, an album where he can say what he wants and talk about what he wants with no filter, really. But this has a definite concept, a thematic theme throughout the entire thing. And I mean, oh my god, it's just an incredible album. I'll say that now. It's an incredible album. Yeah, I'm blown away. Anyways, that's the reaction / review. Expect more videos on this album very soon. I'm going to be working my arse off to get these videos out for you guys. Because, I mean, you guys need to know. I need to know myself, and you guys need to know as well what this means. What does this album mean? I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. It is a great project from Tyler, and it's amazing. It's amazing. If you haven't listened to it already, go listen to it now. Call Me If You Get Lost. Anyways, that's been the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.